Good morning, I'm Duncan Golestani. More than 280 people have been killed in a crash involving two passenger trains in eastern India. Rescuers have worked through the night, pulling out bodies and trying to reach the many hundreds of injured people trapped inside mangled carriages. Jay Akbar reports.
It is India's deadliest rail disaster in almost 2 decades. The wreckage dwarfed the rescuers combing the metal for survivors, more likely for bodies. It's difficult to believe anyone could survive this. Those who did paint a picture of chaos on board.
As I stepped out of the toilet, suddenly the train tilted. I lost my balance. People started falling on each other and I was shocked and could not understand what happened.
In Odisha state, work is already underway to figure out what happened. How an express train travelling 80 miles per hour collided with a stationary freight train, which struck another oncoming vessel. One official said it inexplicably changed tracks, causing a deadly pileup.
We are naturally concerned about looking after the bodies and removing all the living to the hospitals.
In darkness, rescuers scoured the wreckage. Hundreds of them, some with sniffer dogs, searched for survivors. Locals too helped pull passengers from the wreck. Every hospital in Balasore district, it's reported, was on high alert overnight. So full that some lay injured on the floor. One official said they were on a war footing.
We will provide all necessary assistance to the families of the injured people as and when they contact us.
Last night, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi said he was distressed by the train accident in Odisha. In this hour of grief, he added, "My thoughts are with the bereaved families. May the injured recover soon." Such accidents, though not to this horrific scale, are far too common in India. Despite millions in investment, hundreds occur in the country every year. It will weigh heavy on the 12 million people who will take to India's trains today alone. Jay Akbar, ITV News.
The mother of TV presenter Caroline Flack, who took her own life in 2020, has criticised ITV, saying the broadcaster had learned nothing from her daughter's death. She was responding to the fallout from the resignation of Philip Schofield from the channel. Christine Flack told the BBC that on-screen talents were treated as commodities. ITV says it takes its responsibilities around duty of care seriously and has well-established processes in place.
They haven't learnt anything. They haven't. And I know it's a lovely job and I know they earn money, but also the television stations that earn money from them. But they're not commodities, they're people.
Another rail strike is set to cause disruption for tens of thousands of passengers today, including many hoping to reach major sporting and music events. A walkout by train drivers with the ASLEF union is expected to disrupt 60% of services. It coincides with the Epsom Derby and the FA Cup final at Wembley. Fans have been advised not to travel by train, leaving thousands having to drive to the events instead. And it's not just strikes that could affect the Epsom Derby today. Animal rights protesters have threatened to cancel or severely delay today's events, with police preparing for disruption. Campaign group Animal Rising has said its protesters will attempt to shut down the race in what they say is a bid to protect the animals. The group delayed this year's Grand National when members invaded the racecourse. The warning comes after the Jockey Club, which owns Epsom Downs, was granted a High Court injunction against the group. And the cost of diesel dropped by a record 12 pence per litre last month as prices at the pumps continue to fall. The average price of the fuel at UK forecourts dropped from just under 159p to 147 pence, according to the RAC. There was a 3p drop in the average price of petrol. May was the 7th consecutive month in which pump prices fell. However, consumer costs have still fallen more slowly than expected. And that is it for now. Our next update is at just after 12:15. Until then, we hope you have a very good morning. Bye-bye.